Hey there, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel.
Get ready for an incredible ride because today's video is going to explode with valuable information, one that will seriously pack a punch.
100%. We're thrilled to share Jan's journey of her migration to Australia with all of you and incorporate all the essential details that made it possible.
This is gonna be a down-to-earth discussion where we spill the juice and provide you with insights based on our personal experiences.
So grab a seat and fasten those seat belts because we're going to be walking you through all of the details.
From the initial steps to the challenges we faced, we're holding nothing back. We will endeavor to give as much accurate information, including a breakdown of the costs involved. We want to help you navigate the process as smoothly as possible should you decide to take on a similar challenge.
Alrighties guys, so get ready for an informative expose that will hopefully give you all the necessary knowledge and confidence to tackle your own move and journey to the land down under.
Remember, we're here to connect with you, so don't hesitate to drop your questions and comments below. We're eager to hear from you. Okay, is it on?
No, it's not.
See?
Hey guys, so here we are. Without wasting any more time, let's just dive on into this video, get the screen share up and get some information going. So, in our previous video, we sort of spoke about how we met and our little love story there. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to jump back into our channel and check that out. But moving forward, so visas, costs, and sharing our personal experience and our method in which we went about getting Jan here. So I think our biggest factor was we already spent 4 months apart. We were, messaging and texting and selfies and all that sort of stuff, and already going a little bit crazy. So we thought, most couples, the partner, whether it's the wife or the husband, they usually have to stay in their country of residency, and then they travel back and forth throughout the duration of the process of applying for a spousal visa. Now, we went about it a little bit differently. In the end, it cost a little bit more money, but at the same time, we had a 5-year period, which is what the student visa allows for a stay in Australia. We had that period to basically be with each other, live as a normal couple, and work towards the goal of paying for the spousal visa and going through that process, which helped a lot. And also Jan got something good out of it because she managed to start her progress here in Australia, get a qualification under her, which was recognised nationally. So it's all kind of a foot in the door, and also it costs money, but at the same time you make it back later. So it depends on your circumstances, how you want to go about it, and what you can afford, of course. So we'll give you a little bit of details in this screen share as well. So the first step, honey, do you want to walk us through?
We met here in Australia. I met my loving husband here in Australia while I was using my tourist visa. I had my tourist visa because I had a sister here in Melbourne.
There.
And they were able to give me the documents for the application of tourist visa. And from there, when we met, we were already like dating and all that stuff. And I went back to Philippines, and then we were separated for 4 months. And he was looking for an option.
Like divorce, separated, just apart.
Yes, separated for 4 months because I came back to Philippines. And then he was looking for options where I can come back to Australia and stay with him while we are going to apply for a spousal visa. Straight away spousal visa. Where was the wedding?
Well, the wedding actually happened before the spouse visa application, remember? It was the student one first. So speaking of the student one, so here we go. A student visa, which is a subclass 500 visa, right here. It's relatively inexpensive. So as I mentioned to you before, you have a stay of up to 5 years in line with your enrollment, so the college that you're attending, and the cost for us was also around $710. So if you go through an agency, guys, which I don't recommend unless, just do some research, open an IMI account on the government website, again, link in the description, and follow the prompts. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you know someone that's a foreigner, see if they can give you a hand. Yeah, if you have any questions for us, let us know as well. Chuck them down in the comment section below. We're happy to help. $710, which, you know, that gives you 5 years to basically be together and save up for your subclass 800 and 801, which is a spouse visa. Of course, the course costs a fair bit of money. Do you remember how much? I think it was about $7,000 a year. It was around $14,000 because you did a diploma.
Yes, that was like, I think that was approximately 15,000 for a year.
In total,
15 to
for 2
16?
years. Yeah, 2 year diploma. So about $7,500 a year, which again is a lot of money. And I've got the spread here for you as well. So look, the student visa, right there, was No, I got it wrong. Sorry guys, let me just do it here for you because I'm really losing in the plot at the moment. $710, which was 26,392 pesos. That's the equivalent. So that's the visa, which also, in case you're wondering, allows you to participate in eligible course of study, travel in and out of Australia throughout that time too, as long as you're not leaving for more than 1 year, and work up to 48 hours when your course or study or training is in session. So that's 48 hours a fortnight.
Yes.
Yeah, so every 2 weeks you're allowed to actually pick up part-time or casual work, 48 hours to earn a little bit of extra ka-ching. So basically that was our first step. So you came back with me in September.
That was October.
Actually. I went there in September. We came back in October.
Yes, and then we started the application. We've inquired to college what are the documents that they would require for our application.
We actually did that before I came to Manila. So we did that before you left, dropped you off at the airport, and then during that 4-month period, that was already a good time to start doing it because it didn't take long. It only took about 3 months to actually approve and be accepted. So then you had to go and do your PTE test. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
So I had to take a PTA test. That's for an English test where they would require a certain score or benchmark whether you are eligible for the application of student visa or for the course that you wanted to study in Australia. So I'm not very good in English, but luckily the average score, I got it.
Hey, her English is probably better than mine. I mean,
I don't know.
I struggle to find words at the best of times. So no, you do well, honey. So you passed the benchmark. You reached the benchmark, I should say, and then everything went through with the application, and went there for a holiday. I proposed in September, October, and then we booked a flight, and she came back with me in October, and then we started the following year in January. Basically, is when the school started up.
Yes.
So
January, I started my study. And then later on, after 4 or 5 months, I think, then we went back to Philippines to have our wedding.
That's right, which we've shared a few photos already of that.
Yeah. And that's really good timing because we needed those documents as well for the application of spousal visa, like the wedding photos, our records
marriage
of
certificate,
marriage certificate, and then our records of exchanges and chats and emails. That's also gonna be required from the embassy, and then people that will provide statements how we met or if our relationship is genuine enough, because they would require. It's kind of strange because they're asking that from the people around us if we are really in a genuine relationship, not just for the visa.
They all do that. It's, it happens to everyone. It happened to a couple of friends of ours as well. It's just the process. So don't be afraid if you're asked for some personal text or information. That's just what it is, and it's what they require if they're going to approve it. So there are different ways of going about it. If we were to go through all of it, this video would blow out to many hours, but this is how we did it. So you did the course for that 2 years.
That's right.
And then we applied for the spouse visa. Now, the spousal visa, as I mentioned previously, is this subclass 820 and 801. Sorry, not 800. I got that wrong before. So, this consists of 2 visas, the 820, which is the temporary, as I mentioned, and the subclass 801 partner visa, which is the permanent. You pay the one fee for both, so it's all inclusive. The temporary takes about 24 months, and the permanent takes 24 months. You don't have to, once you've applied for the temporary here, you don't have to do anything. So that includes your permanent. You just upload the necessary documents through your immigration account online, all done online, and you just wait. You just keep checking. You were checking your account every few months and just seeing the progress.
Yep, that's right. Because there are probably like a couple of documents that they would require further, and then you just have to keep supplying them with those documents that they've asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's get to the costs, shall we? So we've got over here. Let's zoom on in. So the cost was $8,850. That's exactly what we paid. A few years ago, this used to be $5,000.
$3,000.
A few years before that, $3,000,
Yeah, right.
and I think about 10 to 15 years ago, it was only like $1,800. That's what you're looking at, which will bring you in Filipino pesos to 328,978 pesos. So it's a substantial amount of money, and this is why it helped Jan being here earlier on, so we could live together and be happy together, enjoy each other while we stressed our heads trying to come up with this figure, which I was actually really lucky. I used to be like an audiophile speaker music nut. I used to build my own speakers, floor standing speakers. I had these awesome purple, huge, they were massive.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
That
when
was
she came around,
huge.
and they were loud, like they rattled the house. They were so much fun. Neighbors hated me. I wasn't very popular, but yeah, they were beautiful speakers, and it just shows that we were meant to be. I mean, no one would really come and buy that thing. It
was
took up an
massive.
entire room. Two huge speakers. They were probably as tall as Jan.
You were using
And-
it like a table where you can put your TV and lots of decorations.
Yeah. 2 big subwoofers, and all made out of 32mm MDF. Really heavy. They were probably about 100 kilos each. They were really hard to lift. Me, Princey, and James struggled to.
Do you have a photo of
lift
this
it.
one?
Yeah, I've got. I'll chuck it in the video for you. So put them online. I listed them, and someone came and bought them. Another crazy audiophile like me, and he gave me $8,000 for the system.
That was not a coincidence. That was like
Which is exactly what I needed for the spousal visa. So I sold them for $8,000. We don't know how it happened. It was just and I wasn't earning a lot of money. I was freshly qualified, just out of my apprenticeship, maybe 2 or 3 years. I was earning very little money. I was living really far away, spending a lot of money on fuel, driving, because we couldn't afford to live anywhere near the city. And it was pretty tough. But anyway, let's leave that for the next video. That's going to be a very interesting one of how we succeeded in Australia. Well, succeeded. How we got to where we are, how we managed to fight against the grain, and as hard as it was, we still don't have that much, but we're not doing terribly, but we're also not filthy rich. We're just
average.
We're just balancing, sort of. We're
normal
all right.
worker couple.
Yeah, just normal blue collar working couple. Well, she's white collar, but yeah. See, I've got ADD. I just can't focus. Like, what's happening? So sold the speakers, and managed to pick up a fair bit of work, and it financed all of this, which was fantastic, and it gave us the time. So basically, what I'm trying to say from our perspective is, if you can buy as much time as you can, by all means do it. If you can do a course, for example, then that'll definitely help your partner, your spouse, to have some sort of a life, some sort of ability to earn money, and some ability for socialization, to work within a company or within a different culture, different country, and sort of get out of that bubble of get out of your own comfort zone and stuff. Yeah, and build that little bit of confidence. So that's how we decided to go about it. Now let's go through some processing time. So you'll notice these 2 visas, temporary and the partner, are permanent. Processing time, 90% of applications, 34 months. 75% of applications, 16 months. It's relatively similar for the partner. It's relatively similar for the permanent visa also. 90% of applications 24 months, 75 16 months. So take these as individual blocks. When the temporary is approved, it'll take roughly 2 years, 24 months. Then it lays over to the permanent spousal visa, and then that starts the clock again for another 24 months. It took us about 4 years.
It's a long time of waiting.
It's a long time of waiting, but it is all inclusive, 8,850 Australian dollars. So here are the costs. A spouse visa is, honey, do you want to?
It's 328,978. That's in pesos.
Yep.
And the student visa would cost like 15,240
Yep.
in Philippine pesos. And then the PTA test, that's 26,392 pesos. That's a little bit more. And then the college course, that's gonna cost like, it cost us 278,794 for the diploma that I took study. And then the last one, can you show me
Sorry.
the flights?
So you can't get here without a flight. This is one way. So
it's just one way. So that cost us 23,047 in pesos.
Which gives you a total
Of 678,453 pesos. That's over 500,000 pesos.
So as you can see,
It costs a lot of money, but some people have money, so they will manage to.
and see, so these flights and some of these things, so this is information I've pulled today. So these are the prices today. We probably paid a little bit less all those years ago, but inflation, you just...
Yes.
You know.
I didn't have that much money. I didn't spend that much. He spent that one.
You're worth it. Absolutely worth it. So yeah, and I mean, here we are. So I guess what's the point we're trying to make? If you go about it this way, it allows you time to be together. It also gives you the time to be able to save up for this and work together towards it. It also gives your spouse a foot in the door into the work environment here in Australia.
It was worth it because that amount, I have fully recovered it for 3 years of working here.
And you're still doing the job today?
Yes, I'm still doing the job today.
Even though it's not. I know you hate it, but I mean...
I hate it, but it pays good money.
You guys just, work to live, don't live to work. It's as simple as that. So if you can put that aside and, we all want to be with our loved ones, be with our families, share experiences, travel, see the world, enjoy ourselves. That's why God made this earth. That's why we're here. We're not here to slave away, but it's the system we live in. There's nothing we can do. All we can do is try to harness it, empower ourselves, and do the best within the confines of the system that we're forced to live in. And I guess that's all anyone's trying to do for themselves and for their families. Yep. That's all we're trying to do. But we kind of, what this whole channel is about is we reject the notion of Western society and the culture that is enforced upon us. The media is really good at telling you that you need things that you didn't even know you needed. You know what I mean? And it really, you're like a bait on the hook, a fish on the hook, and it sucks you in, and then you find yourself, you just find yourself
deeply embedded.
In a rabbit hole, just continuously chasing for more. So we're trying to break out of that. And this is just our process, our journey. So this is kind of what it cost. This is how we did it. So to summarize, we were apart for those 4 months. We'd already put the student visa application, we've already started the process prior to Jan leaving. We found the course, we found all the necessary information. So just about any training organisation, you can do this. So you do your PTE test, you meet the benchmark, which is the same for just about every single course you'll do. Find a college that's close to you. This one worked for us. Find one that's close to you. Find the prices of the courses that you specifically want to do, and you go from there. So that's the easy part. Let's show them so right now I've just got this up at the moment. So working in Australia, what I mentioned before, sorry, I'm digressing again. So we have visas for innovation, short stay work visas, skilled occupation, permanent work visas, temporary visas. There's a lot of these, and they all have different costs. They all have slightly different requirements, but again, link in the description, you can check it out. The most important one is this, the IMI account. This is the platform where you basically take care of all your documentation and forms, I
Upload
suppose.
everything, create an account, and then you'll have to upload all the required documents, fill out the form, and then this is where you have to check regularly if any updates, because they would just communicate you through this account.
That's right.
They're gonna also send you a copy of the like the communication that they've sent to this account to your nominated or default email. So you'll be notified. You'll be notified anyway.
Yeah, so it's hard to miss. It's just like having a Spotify account, basically. You create the account, it goes to your email, you do your verification of documents, you upload your passport and your licenses, whatever photo IDs you have. Obviously, we're not going to go into Jan's account because there's a lot of sensitive, private information in there, which we obviously don't want to be, showing. But your username will be your email. Your password will be the password you created. Then once you've created your account, you just come here, you click login, and you simply follow the prompts. It'll say birth certificate, passport, very simple terms, and your student visa application and all your course related content. So if you've applied for a course at a school, they'll send you, what's it called, like a curriculum or the breakdown of what the course is about. You simply upload that and your enrollment certificate. And
it's very easy
wait.
to navigate.
Yeah, very easy to navigate. So just give it time. So again, guys, here it is. Online, imi.gov.au/LUSC/login. You just come here, you set it up as you would any other account that you have, any other subscription, and you just work through the prompts.
You can do it. Like if you can do it, maybe don't go through with an agency.
No, we wouldn't recommend it. And they'll probably charge you another $8,000 to $10,000, which is again another 300,000, 400,000 peso. About that. Just to process this for you. You don't need it. You really don't need it. It is simple enough. If you've got the necessary skills for a working visa, you come here to this website and you do it all the same. If you want to get a student visa, you come to the immigration website, you do it all the same. Nothing changes, just the class of visa.
Process.
The class of visa will change. Sorry, go ahead.
Just follow the procedure, read through and then understand, and then you'll be able to supply everything.
And it'll save you a hell of a lot of money if you do it this way. So that's basically what we did. So applied for a course, applied for the student visa, that was granted. The course began in January of the following year. She began the course. We went back to Philippines and we got married. We had our wedding. That got us our marriage certificate.
And the photos also.
And the photos. Then we applied for the spousal visa, the temporary and permanent. That's one application done. So that $8,850 or 326,000 pesos includes the whole thing. Getting that is probably the hardest part, is getting the money. Actually doing it and applying for it, again, through this website, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Then it's all just a waiting game, guys. It's a waiting game.
And then you would know that it's going to be approved soon, because the one of the immigration officer will contact, like, when you have like a husband, like an Australian husband, they would contact your husband to verify if you are still together, if you are still in a relationship. So there are cases that the couple, or let's just say example, one of our friend, so they have applied, she have applied for a partner visa, but then they got separated. And then
like legitimately, she didn't just go on holiday, but which is sad because they were a nice couple. But
so she had paid for all the expenses, but then unfortunately they broke up. And then when immigration contacted the person, like the guy, it was unsuccessful, because obviously the guy would disclose that they were no longer in a relationship. And that affects the visa application.
Yeah, that's right. Which we'll actually make another video about that for you as well, regarding, being careful when you're going through this process, what to watch for. You know.
Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much about it.
So anyway, guys, I hope that this video was informative. I hope it gave you some insight into the possibilities of coming to Australia, migrating here for work or for, you know, for whatever reasons you may have to leave your country and come here. Maybe it's just a new experience, it's a change in life that you want. Maybe it's to help a family member back home, which is very common.
Yeah.
But this is one way to go about it, and there are many. But I think for us, this was a really, really effective way of doing it. And it just means that we were able to be together, which was the most important thing for us. You know, the money and all of the...
It will come and go.
Yeah, that all comes and goes. The qualifications, it's all irrelevant. It was the fact that we were able to enjoy each other's time and be a proper couple and just be together. That's what's important, you know. It's the loved ones. It's your family, it's your wife, it's your partner, it's your dog. You know, that's all part of your family. So remember what you're hustling for. Remember what you're grinding for in life. And ultimately, don't let... I don't know, how should I say it? Don't let the world consume you with its materialism and with its... You know, with its greed, I guess. And
The right word.
as we mentioned, that's exactly why we're trying to make this change. It's a difficult change, as you can see. It's money flies here, money flies there. It costs you a lot of time, effort, hard work, blood and sweat, and sometimes tears, you know, if you can't handle it anymore. None of this is easy. Our move to the Philippines is also not easy. We're also having a few struggles, you know, selling this, selling that. The unit's been on the market for a couple of weeks now, which I know it's not long, but it's a pretty hot market at the moment. It's kind of unusual that there hasn't been as much interest in it as what there normally would be. So whether there's a grand and divine plan for us or whether it's being delayed for whatever reason, we don't know. But we've been here for 5-6 years now in Australia, and we've had enough of it. It's just constant struggle, and we want to try living in the Philippines. We want that slower pace of life. We want that, you know, more self-sustainability and time and...
Yeah, we wanted to slow down a bit. Wanted to experience that life where we don't worry about weekly repayments for our mortgage. And then, yeah.
It's just a revival of our souls and our spirit. Like here, it just feels very crushing and dampening because you've always got this on the back of your mind and you're thinking about this bill and that payment and this payment, you know. And I recognize we're pretty lucky being in Australia, and I will admit this, that our dollar value conversion is so high in the Philippines. I know that in Philippines, some people don't have even an option of doing that because they're already earning pesos and they've got no other way to, you know, get out of that trap or get out of that circle, you know, to earn more to then come back and exchange their other money for Filipino pesos and also have a good life, which, you know, life is hard for everybody. It's just the way it is. So
Yes.
we can't complain. All we have to do is just do our best and keep going and just don't give up. Don't give up. This video has gone on a long time. I already said like, share, and subscribe like 20 minutes ago. So again, I apologize, guys. Yep.
Yeah, please do like and subscribe and share and
Yeah,
feel free to comment.
Yeah, your support means a lot to us, guys. Giveaway video coming up. So our goal, we want to reach 1,000 subscribers. So your help is really, really important, guys. Spread the word, spread the love. And yeah, we'll be giving away something really, really cool to one of you lucky subscribers. Stick around until the next one.
Adios.
Adios.